All right, let's talk about the heat press machine. So the whole process of cutting out your vinyl is going to be the same, but the vinyl itself is going to be a little bit different. I have a piece of heat press vinyl here. It's very clearly shiny on one side and not shiny on the other side. The way the heat press vinyl works is that we're actually going to cut on the not shiny side because the shiny is just clear plastic. We're going to cut backwards onto the non-shiny side, put it face down on our shirt, and then we'll have our design facing the right way, covered by the clear plastic. We'll put that whole thing onto a shirt, we'll put the whole shirt into the heat press, and then the design will be transferred right way facing out with the stickiness of the vinyl sticking to the shirt activated by the heat press. So let's go. I have a design that I made on Silhouette Studio already. So this is all set, ready to go. I'm gonna send it to the vinyl cutter in just a second, but I wanna make sure that you have your settings set up correctly. Instead of our normal glossy vinyl, we're gonna do heat transfer smooth, all right? So there is a preset in Silhouette Studio for heat transfer smooth. You can search for it or you can type it in. I have done a little trial and error. I like it when the force of the cut is a 10 instead of a 4. This is one of those areas where you might benefit from changing from the default settings just a little bit. So I usually do everything default except force. I bump up to 10 to make sure it cuts through. All right. I'm not going to send it yet because I need to load my vinyl. That process is exactly the same. I'll do that real quick. Okay. As I load my vinyl, I'm loading it with the shiny side down and the not shiny side facing up. So the not shiny side is facing up, the shiny side is facing down. All right. Everything else is exactly the same. We load it into the machine and it is good to go. On my computer, when I go to send it, it's going to come up with a little pop-up that says, hey, you're doing a heat transfer. Normally we need to mirror those things because, again, we're gonna flip it upside down when we stick it onto the shirt, okay? If you didn't flip yours around, you will need to send mirrored. If you know what you're doing and you already flipped it around, you can send as is. By and large though, design it the normal way, send it mirrored, and that'll take care of everything for you. I'm gonna go ahead and send it mirrored, and now it's going to cut. Keep in mind, everything's going to go to the opposite side of the heat transfer vinyl when you do that. So instead of cutting in the top left, because I designed in the top left and it mirrors it, it's going to cut in the top right. Only need to worry about that if you're using offcuts or a certain size of heat transfer vinyl. I'm gonna send it mirrored, see what happens. While it's cutting, I wanna talk about the heat press that we have. We have two different ones. The one that I'm gonna show you right now is the one that has the handle and presses down. You probably won't have to change any of the default settings. If you do, you press the set button to go through the heat and then the time. We like sticking at 320 and 40, so as long as those numbers are there, you're good to go. When you're ready, you're gonna hit, I'm gonna leave it right there, and I'll show you the rest. The heat press spins around, so you can put your shirt down on this pad. This pad won't be hot unless the heat press has been sitting on it. It's pretty warm right now, but that is kind of the gist of how it goes. You pull this handle to press it down, and I'll show you how it looks like when it's actually ready to go. I'm gonna jump to after my design has finished cutting and weeding and show you how to put it on the shirt, put the shirt in the press. All right, I'm in the middle of weeding. I just wanted to let you know this heat press vinyl is really forgiving, so you can pull on it pretty hard, and as long as your cut went all the way through, you should be good to just pull it off in ways that you can't do it with regular sticker vinyl. So you could peel pretty forcefully, and once you get to the cut, you can see it'll be good to go right there. All right, I've got my shirt design weeded. I actually pivoted a little bit. I thought it'd be cool to have a background behind the logo that I'm doing. So I did a background, I made a background and I just did a solid white color. I'm gonna heat press this on and then I'm gonna put the second logo I did. So you can do two colors. It just takes a lot of lining up, precision, and patience. All right, so I laid out my design, my shirt on a table, and I placed my first layer exactly where I wanted it. And now I'm going to move the heat press out of the way. It's turned on, it's heated up, it's preheated. I'm gonna lay it down so that the shirt, or the part that I'm pressing is in the middle of the heat press itself. Then I'm gonna take one of these metal mesh screens. This helps kind of even out and dissipate the heat to make sure it presses more nicely. I'm gonna lay it so my whole design is covered. flip it around, and get ready to press it down. Now you gotta pull down with a lot of force. That helps press it down and make the design stick a lot more nicely. And when it's down, you're gonna hit the down button to start the timer. When the timer goes off, hit the down button to stop the timer, and then you can lift the handle up, like this. All right, timer went off, I lifted up the handle, and I'm ready to take the shirt off. It's gonna be hot. It's not like burn your hands hot, but it might be a little uncomfortable hot. So give it a second, take the metal sheet off, pick your shirt up carefully, and you're gonna wanna let this cool. A couple of ways to do this. You can just let it sit, put it on a flat surface, let it sit. You can also grab a hair dryer, turn it on high with the cool button to press so it's just blowing air over it. I'm gonna let this sit and then peel the plastic off of it so that the vinyl sticks and the clear plastic is gone. I've got my second layer applied. You do not have to do a second layer, but the process is going to be exactly the same if you do. You apply the heat press vinyl with the clear plastic on it. Make sure it's lined up wherever you want it to go. Stick it in the heat press, push it down for 40 seconds, and repeat that process as many times as you have colors. Again, the timer went off. I'm going to hit the button to stop the timer, stop the beeping, lift up the handle, and let my shirt cool down for a second. Last thing I'm going to suggest, once you get your finer layer, whether it's one or a bunch of them, throw it down in the heat press one more time. No plastic, but yes to the metal sheet for about 10-15 seconds. That'll lock all the vinyl in one last time. And there you go. That's all you need to know to cut out the vinyl for your shirts. Apply them with a heat press and make your own. Good luck. Have fun.